Democratic strategist Julie Rajinski says Sanders supporters are right to be super angry. I mean, that's just, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
The establishment on both sides, would be quite frank with you, doing the same sort of things that have angered the American public right up to the point where this guy crushed Hillary in New Hampshire. How could they even dare do this?
And she walked out with more. If all the superdelegates in New Hampshire stick with her, she'll be walking out in New Hampshire with more delegates.
So why should people vote in the first place?
Well, you know, look, I've long had a problem with the DNC's way of doing this because the reality is that superdelegates shouldn't have more of a say. If superdelegates wanted to run as real delegates, they should. I mean, superdelegates are not party bosses per se. They're members of Congress. They're other elected officials. They're not party bosses. They're people elected by the people. But they have a power to vote, and they're unpledged, even on the first round, that other people don't have, other delegates don't have. It is absolutely antithetical to democracy with a small d. They
have a power, and they are part of the power establishment,
Correct.
aren't they? I mean, they're trying to protect what is being assailed, but it's being assailed by the public. If the public speaks, if the American people speak, at what point does Washington D.C., the power elite, listen?
Well, you know, we've seen this before. In 2008, originally, Hillary Clinton had a lot more superdelegates pledged to her than Barack Obama did. As the voting took place, a lot of them switched over to him. So, look, they're mostly elected officials. They all understand that they have to go with the flow. They have to go with where the voters want, because it's the same voters who are ultimately going to vote for them. So if you're a superdelegate who right now is supporting candidate A, but your state and your district overwhelmingly votes for candidate B, you're not suicidal. You're probably going to vote for candidate B as well, because that's where your voters are going.
But initially they've already pledged these to Hillary.
They're not pledged. They're not actually pledged. They're supported. They have said they're going to support her. Once they get to the convention, they can do whatever they want. And a lot of times, you saw this in 2008, they flipped over to Barack Obama, even when they were originally not pledged per se, but when they originally agreed to support Hillary.
Julie, what do you make of the sound we saw of Hillary just now in Nevada? It seemed sad.
I don't think it's sad. Look, she has traditionally always said that she has her campaign beliefs. They have a firewall among minority voters, among African-American and Latino voters. Nevada will begin to tell the tale. South Carolina, a few days later, will begin to tell the tale. It did feel a little bit like, not groveling, but like she was defeated. It was almost like, come on, guys, give it to me. Help me out. It's, you know, a state that she was winning by double digits, and now it's in play. It didn't feel like she was campaigning on the notion that, hey, I would be a great president per se, but just sort of like, give me a shot. No, listen, she's fighting for it, and I think it's ultimately good for her if she gets the nomination. I truly believe that. This was going to be a coronation, which was, you know, I've always said you cannot play in the World Series, which is the general election, if you don't show up for spring training at least. This, to whoever the nominee is the regular season, and that's best for whoever then.
Speaking of which, Donald Trump was on